Hey, great evening, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with your girl and my friends on this evening. I am so excited. I have a great show lined up for you guys on tonight. We have Shawnda Patterson with us on today. She is a licensed finance and investment coach. She'll be sharing some tips with us on today's shopping and we're spending money. This is the holiday season. We're spending money. She's going to share a little bit about her story, how we can save while we shop, what are some things that we need to do. She's going to get into all of that. And we also have a few pop-ups later. So hang in there with us on this evening. And thank you so much for joining. I am appreciative of you. I am honored to be and share this evening with you. Thank you so much for sharing a piece of your day, your evening, however, however you say, your after work time, your I don't know, your decompress time. Thank you so very much. I do appreciate it. Touch that subscribe button. You're on my YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Touch the notification bell so that you can be informed every time and notified every time awesome content is added to Chat with Kat and Friends. I thank you so very much. Hey, it has been what I've had a great weekend. I don't know, some of you may have seen on my Facebook page. So shout out, let me do that right now. A huge shout out to my girl from, look, we're high school buddies. We yeah, all of that. Can you relate? Are you still good friends with anybody that you went to school with, elementary school? Yep, I'm still friends with a few of the people that I grew up with in Sandtown on our little street of McKean Avenue and those surrounding areas right there. I'm so wonderfully blessed. I talk about connections a lot. Keep those connections. I mean, everybody can't go. Everybody can't go, but those relationships and ties that you had, that you forged, and some stay and some, everything has a time, a place, a season, and all of those great things. Be mindful of that. Yes, indeed. Holding on too long, yeah, that's a different day, a different story, different people perhaps. But those connections are just so very important, especially during a time like this, the holiday season. But happy birthday to Katrina Bush. She's a very good friend of mine. Happy birthday to her. We were in North Carolina this weekend celebrating her birthday, and man, I got to see in person at the comedy show Ali Sadiq, and he is so goddamn funny. And it was a great time. It was a great weekend. There were some hiccups, and I may share those. I may share those with y'all. I like to be transparent and relative and all of that stuff. Um, I may share some of those with you. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to at some time because it's health. Some of it is health related, and it's just funny. I'm like, man, the strangest things happen at the most inopportune time. So, but I'm here. I'm well. We still had a great time. Shout out to my newfound sister that I met last week or maybe the week before, prior to us getting together and whatever. And it was sister vibes right away. Shout out to Shawnda and look, we just had a great time. I pray that you had a wonderful weekend, that you had a pleasant day. And if not, you do need to be here. Look, if you know somebody who needs some encouragement, some information, and inspiration, let them know. They need to check in right here with us on today. They need to check in with us right here on today, because this is exactly where you come to get that. Not even today, but here on Chat with Kat and Friends, it is a wellness network. There are plethora a plethora of videos that you can check out and be encouraged, inspired, empowered. Look, you will be motivated to move and to action. That's just what the channel is all about. Very informational, power packed guests since February. I began in the beginning of February on Black History Day. I'm sorry, during Black History Month, the first day of the month of Black History Month. So look, God is so good, and I'm just thankful to be here on tonight. Thankful to share with you guys. Check out all of the videos, all of the information that's there. My Father's Day tribute was awesome. I had in November, we jumped and had the shout out for striving, thriving, and surviving, and all of that. God be praised for just His strength and His everything that He pours into us, so that we can. Sometimes it just keeps us afloat, and sometimes it takes us over and soars us up high and far, and all of those things. But I'm just so thankful to Him for your life on today. Keep going, keep praying, keep connecting, keep doing what's right. Keep praying for those that are doing you wrong. You know what? Keep praying for them. Keep praying for them, and keep on treating people the way that you would want to be treated. Sometimes we get that saying mixed up, and we treat people the same way that they treat us. And that's not the way that it's supposed to be said or interpreted. But we want to treat people the way we would want to be treated. Not being a doormat of any kind. No, God didn't make us that way. So don't be a doormat. Be careful of that. But do stay close to your connections. Reach out if you need someone, or you know someone. And I say it every week, you know of someone who has like been a stranger or what have you. Reach out and see what's up, see how they're doing, check in on your people. Things are happening so rapidly in our world on today, in every state, in almost every city, in every small town, big town. It doesn't even matter. There's so much going on. Pray, pray, pray for one another. Pray for our universe as a whole. Those who are making laws and legal decisions and all of those things. Yeah, we need to keep all of those, our leaderships and in our churches, our worship halls, faith centers, whatever those names and tags may happen to be. Praying, keeping them in prayer as well. All of those who are facing grieving situations and just challenges. So very difficult on today. So we cannot be. I do not want to be remiss in just mentioning that our hearts and our thoughts and prayers are going out to all of those who may be experiencing tragedies of every kind, because there's so many happening right now. Yeah, we it is. It is. I'm praying for the day when it's not an everyday occurrence, and it's not so run of the mill or expected. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. So I'm praying for change, great change in those things, and I pray that you do your part in being that one that brings about positive change and positive vibes and opportunities and things like that. And no matter how small it is, it has a great purpose in doing what it does, because when it goes forth, it's working in whoever you're connected to, whatever organization you may be connected to, whatever your workplace is. Yep, all of those things vibe off of all of us. We come together to do that great thing, and not even thinking about it, so without further ado, I will bring on Shawnda Patterson, and I'm so thankful that she's here with us on tonight. Thank you guys for stopping in. Put up your comments if you will, if you can, and I thank you in advance for that. Send hearts, however that should look for you. Thank you so much. If this is your first time, your second time, third time, you're consistent every single Monday, every single day that a video has been uploaded, I thank you so very much. We're going to welcome Miss Shawnda Patterson.
Hello, hello. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. Look, we're going to be saying thank you all night long, so you guys get used to it, because we're both just happy to be, happy to be in connection with one another. I really appreciate
Absolutely.
you on tonight, Queen. Thank you for sharing your evening with us, your expertise or piece of your evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
You were so welcome. Tell
Uh,
us about yourself. What exactly do you do? What is a finance investment coach? What do you do?
So, quite honestly, what I do is I talk to people about their financial life and exactly what they want to have happen with their finances. I think contrary to what people want, everyone's, view of their life is very different. And what everyone wants, I may not want the same thing out of life that you want, and you might not want the same thing that I want. So, one of the first things that I talk to people about is what actually is it that you want. And then once we figure out what you want financially, then I can help you to create a plan to be able to get it. I mean, quite simply, that's just what it's about, helping people to get what they want.
Right.
Mhm.
Awesome. That's your husband there.
Yeah.
Hey, support. I'm telling you, support is so important. And
Hey, husband.
financial support and those savvy tips and just ways to help you with life. Sometimes we feel like, oh,
Hmm.
I don't need help with that. I don't want to talk to nobody or share my financial business. And, I do what I want to do. That, we have all of
Yes.
these thoughts. I know I've had. So that's why
Uh-huh.
I can share on that. I have. And I'm like, I don't need nobody telling me how to spend my money. Da, 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 da. I'm going to do this and that. And you may have a plan. And we're not saying that you don't and not to move on your plan. But Shawnda, thank you so much for your expertise, for you in sharing and coming alongside us, those of us who were like that, who
I
were
was
like
like
that,
that. I was
right,
like that,
right, who were like that. Thank you for grabbing us and sticking by us, keeping us on the right road. Now you said you were like that. You remember that then, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's funny because I actually taught for 10 years. So I was a Baltimore City public school teacher for about 10 years. And
Okay.
I got involved in the finance industry out of necessity for me.
Mhm.
About my second year teaching, I actually started to realize that I didn't know a lot about money. And it was crazy, so to speak, because the first thing that prompted me to kind of realize this was that I want to go buy a house, right?
Mhm.
So I'm in my late 20s. I'm like, all right, I'm tired of this rent going up every year. I'm going to go buy a house. And if you've ever ventured into this process or you purchase your home, you may remember your first time home buyers classes and different courses you may have attended. And when I was sitting in that chair, I didn't understand anything. I mean, they
Mhm.
would be talking and, 80/20 inflation, Freddie Mae, Sally Mae, all the people, right? Talking about all these. And I would be sitting there and I was like, what are they talking about?
Right.
And I wouldn't want to appear ignorant. So I wouldn't ask any questions. And I would go home and I would Google stuff and I would ask my friends and I would ask my family. And, you know, um, that was the first thing that really made me or opened my eyes to the fact that no one had ever taught me much
Right.
about how to really handle my personal finances. So in that process, I found out that if I was a first time home buyer, that I could, borrow money from my 401k and I wouldn't have a penalty for taking it out before retirement. So I made an appointment to do so. I made an appointment to go and talk to someone about it. And when I got there, the representative told me that I did not have a 401k. And I
Okay.
was like, what do you mean? You guys have been taking my money. Where's my money? And
Right.
they proceeded to tell me that I actually had a pension.
Mhm.
And I still didn't understand what that was. I'm being quite honest. And the representative told me what the difference was. And at that moment, I remember standing in front of the building on Calvert Street feeling totally bamboozled. Like,
Wow.
how in the world that did I do everything that everybody told me to do?
Right.
I went to, Western, only the best, all my Western nights out there, my fellow doves,
Mhm.
right? Graduated at the top of my class. And then I went on to Goucher. So I spent, three years at a private Jesuit university in Towson before I
Mhm.
transferred to Morgan, where I graduated from, Go Bears, HBCU,
Yeah.
right? And I graduated magna cum laude. And I even went on to get my master's at Loyola. And after all of that schooling, still not understanding how to handle my personal finances was
Mhm.
totally unbelievable to me.
Wow. Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow. And it's just the sound of it. Um, I can relate a little bit to that, but if you're out there and you can relate to that, just know that it's not just you. And sometimes we go through so many things and it can take us out, check us out
Mhm.
mentally, especially in wanting to be involved. And although it has something to do with our own lives, it's just so daunting. And
Yeah.
just like you said, it kind of just pull the rug from under your feet to know, that it wasn't the way that you thought it was happening. You weren't
Mhm.
accumulating, funds the way that it was said to. Now I don't know if there was some trickery, but but what was happening wasn't the way that you perceived it to be happening. So therefore, it's like, what now?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a big question mark. Thank you for sharing that. If anybody else is out there like that, just know that you can get help. You can get help and you can recover. So thank you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even when I think about how I chose my retirement at that time, normally when you sit down at onboarding or HR or whatever to get your process started at working at your company, you have to make selections for your retirement account, whether it's a 401k or a pension or anything like that. And in my experience, many people don't even understand what that means. So,
Yeah.
you kind of just choose anything. It's like, well, what do I think, without really the expertise. But not knowing can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars just by making the wrong asset allocation strategy. So if you're out there and you didn't understand your 401k, your 403b paperwork or whatever, and if you were like me, because I know I didn't, maybe it's time to maybe take a look at that, because just making some minor incorrect steps along the way can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars that you could have at retirement.
Wow. And you saying that reminds me when I was filling out that paperwork, starting to work for the city, and you're filling out, and it's probably everywhere. That's just where I was filling out for. But yeah, you get all of those documents
Mhm.
and it's never really explained. It's like these are the documents that you have to fill out. Check this, sign that,
Yep.
turn it in.
Mhm.
That's that. And you kind of, like you said, you kind of just do the best with the information that you know, which isn't a lot. So yeah, I remember that, man. And you can throw away so much money, and you help
Absolutely.
with that. So you
Absolutely.
help with the knowledge base of understanding what all of those words mean,
Uh-huh.
where the pots of money, how it's being distributed, what it means to your life. So tell us a little bit about, like some of the specific, well, not specifics, because we're not having a class here on today. We're not having a class today, but is that what you do? You kind of break down what all of those things mean for people,
Mhm.
just to have a greater understanding, because you can change those. Can
Oh,
you
absolutely.
change those options once you make those decisions? You can go back and change those. Share with us that much. Things.
Yeah, so one of the biggest things, and kind of the mission behind all of it is just to create more financially independent families. And financial independence can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. When I talk to people about it, typically they say things like not living paycheck to paycheck, not having debts, being, financially free. All of those are encompassed in financial independence. But the actual definition is that you achieve financial independence when your passive income exceeds your living expenses. And, passive or residual income is a term that we hear thrown around a lot. But basically, it's money that comes in without you working for it. And I know it sounds foreign, because it's like, what you mean? I got to work for it, but if you really think about it, most of us, a lot of people, or many people make their money actively, right? They have to
Right.
actively go to work to make the money. And there's nothing wrong with actively working for your money as long as you're doing the right things with it when you get it, right?
Right.
But the question becomes, if you never learn to earn money passively, how long will you have to actively work for money?
Right.
And
Wow.
the realistic answer is forever.
Forever.
And I don't know about you, Kat, but I didn't sign up for that. Like I don't think I've never talked to anyone that said sign me up for that plan, right? Nobody,
Right.
went to work
I want to work till the day I die.
right. Nobody
No.
wants that, right? So, the goal is for you to be able to create some sort of passive income. And for many people, that's making sure that they invest properly. And also making sure that they have the other parts of their, financial house in order. I never learned about money um before then. It wasn't something that was talked about in my house. And before I left home, no one sat down and say, hey, Shawnda, this is how you handle your money. So it was something that I kind of learned about money through trial and error.
Yeah.
You think that's a good way to learn about money, right?
No, I don't. Not at all. Not at all.
I mean, but that's how most people learn. If you're like me, right?
Yeah.
You get money,
Right.
you do something with it, and then you're like, oh man, I ain't doing that next time, right? So then the next
Right.
time you do it a little bit different. And that's kind of how I learned about money. And many of the people that I talk to pretty much learned the same way. And
Exactly.
the thing about it is with many of us, we because we are human, we like to feel good, right? So we want to start with the parts of our financial life that feel good. We want to
Right.
start with the investments. We want to start with,
Mhm.
creating generational wealth. We want to start with saving for our kids to go to college. We want to
Right.
start with the fun stuff.
Mhm.
But we don't really like talking about the stuff that's not so fun, right? Well,
No,
we don't really want to
you
talk
put that
about
in the
having a
back burner
budget.
because if I don't see it and I don't talk about it, then it's not
And
real.
it's not,
That's
yeah, right.
how
But we
we
know
feel
that's
a
not
lot of
true,
times.
right? Because they say what goes on in the dark,
Right. It comes to
it's gonna
light
come out in the light, right?
eventually.
So, eventually it's gonna come back. Um, I'm not sure of exactly who said it, but they said you pay now or you pay
Mhm.
later. But either way, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna
Going back.
pay, right? So it's
Absolutely.
we don't like to talk about the stuff that's kind of not fun when it relates to finances, like having a budget. People don't
Right.
like talking about budgets
Oh
and
man.
say, and making sure that we have a spending plan where we're telling our money where to go instead of our, wondering where all of our money went. We don't talk
Right.
about that. We don't like to talk about wills,
Right.
and having a will is very important, especially if you have children, right?
Right.
Because if you don't have a will, the
Mhm.
government has one for you. And
Right.
they're gonna tell
And
your kids where they're gonna be going, and it might not be a place where
exactly.
you want them to go,
We don't want
right?
that.
Making sure that you're out of debt, especially credit cards.
Yes.
Credit cards. I mean, if you think about all the debts you pay, if you just sat and thought about, okay, I have this car payment, I have this credit card, I have this loan, I have this whatever, this mortgage.
Right.
If you didn't have all of those debts, how much more could you put towards your investments and how much
Absolutely.
sooner could you be financially free?
Girl, you are helping us. Look, you setting somebody free right now. You setting somebody free right now. I mean, and it's just encouraging. It's just encouraging and inspirational to know that just because I don't know or I don't have the information don't mean does not mean I can't get it.
Oh,
So you guys, I
absolutely.
hope that I hope that yes, budget. Simone said budget. That was a hard area for me. Budgeting, I did not want to do it. I didn't want to talk about it. Uh yeah, like all through whatever. I just didn't want to. You make money. It's like this, we had the mindset to make money and pay. I'm responsible because I'm paying my bills. I'm not paying them late. I'm paying them on time. And that's another thing, but yep, that's another thing, but um I'm good. It's good.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Hmm.
It's one of those things that looks good on the surface and it's okay, but it could be so much better. And that's what it sounds like you help people to, go to that better part. It's like there's some things you just need to tweak. Tweak this and do that.
Hmm.
Um, and that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, because realistically, and what one of the things that was hard for me to understand, and it may be easier for some other people, but right now, if you think about our communities, our people, we're making so much more money than we ever made. Like people are making a lot of money.
Mhm.
Um, but it's not really about how much money you make.
Right. It's
It's
about
about two things. It's about
mm-hmm.
how you make your money, right? Because a lot of times with big incomes come big time constraints too. It's no fun if I make 200 grand a year, but I never see my family. I never get to spend any of it. I never, so you don't have a good quality of life. But it's also about how much you keep. So it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Because the
Mm-hmm.
person that makes 200,000, but at the end of the year has $500 saved is in the same
Right.
boat as a person who makes 20,000 at the end of the year has $500 saved. It's
Thank you
not
for
about how
saying
much you
that.
make, it's about how much you have at the end. How much do you keep?
Thank you for sharing that. I mean, wow, because we have sometimes they're just like perplexed things just going on in our minds about money. I know, and I'm saying this about me, but I know it's not just me. But we have these perplexing ideas that kind of rival one another and what they mean or how they mean to me as opposed to how they mean to you. Thank you. And you're going to set us up. She wants to set us up for success, financial success, and knowledge and taking action, doing things that will help promote a healthy lifestyle and living of your financial wellness, right? That is so
Absolutely.
awesome. Look, so really quickly, we're just going to change a little bit and talk about Christmas. We are in the holiday season.
Mhm.
Can you share with us, are there any tips that you can give us as far as we're spending? How can we go about saving as well? Can we spend and
Yes.
save at the same time? What does that look like? What does it look like for you? Because you leaked out to me that you a little frugal.
Yeah. Oh,
You're
yeah. Anybody that knows
frugal.
it knows that.
She's frugal.
Just a little, just a tad, right?
What is it that you
Just
do?
a
How do you
tad,
save
right?
money?
So one of the biggest things, and it's something, that, if you're interested, we can talk about it more if you want to DM me at finance_Fridays with a Z on Instagram. But one
Mhm.
of the biggest things is spending your check at the same way every month, spending your money the same way. And that includes budgeting for things. I know about how much money I spend during the holidays. And so instead of waiting until, I mean, we know Christmas is December 25th every year, but somehow it manages to sneak up on us every year, right? So instead of waiting until the end, why not just budget $125 every month and put it aside so that when the holiday time does come, you're not, in anxiety and, overwhelmed with the fact that you have to spend this money when you already know you're going to have to
Right.
spend it at the beginning of the year. Anyhow, so the
Look,
other things is that I am all about discounts, and anyone that's ever shopped with me, talked to me, knows I'm all about that. So just a few money saving tips. One is, most credit cards. Now, I'm not a credit card promoter, but I will say that with credit cards, there are a lot of perks if you pay it off right away. Right.
Mhm.
And a lot of the perks could be rewards or cash backs, or even a lot of even bank accounts now do like, percentages off, like rewards, percentages off. You'll get a certain amount back if you shop at these places. So always check your credit card perks and your bank accounts to see if there are any rebates. Even Cash App does it, right? Cash App has,
Mhm.
if you have the card, you can get certain discounts off at certain places. Check those before you go
Mhm.
out shopping so that you can see if there are any discounts you can use in those areas.
Mhm.
Also, I like to shop at places like Ebates. If you ever use Ebates, you have to log into the website and shop through them. But if you shop through them, you'll get a check back for a particular amount, depending on what the ebate or rebate was. So Ebates is another great site. If you are a government employee, if you're military, if you're a teacher, first responder, there's a site called ID Me where you can log in with your credentials and verifications, and they give discounts and rebates at tons of stores that I love and use. One of them is Tory Burch, one of my favorites. I use that one for that all the time. But it's also like Under Armour, hotels, even when we went to Disney, I was able to use it to get discounts on passes at Disney. So all of those are ways, coupons.com
Wow.
if you're shopping for groceries,
Mhm.
right? People say I don't have time for couponing. Well, guess what? $5 a day. If you listen, $65 a month. if you saved $65 in a month, if you invested that over 30 years, depending on your interest rate, that could yield you, about $200,000 additional at
Wow.
retirement just from 65 bucks. So my biggest thing is no amount of money is a just. It's not
Right.
just $5. It's not just
Mhm.
$10. It's not just $3. It's
Right.
$3 over 20 years, and that can be some money for you. So my biggest thing is
Mhm.
if it's some money that can be saved, save it. And so I'm giving away actually some booklets. I know most people have
Uh-oh.
financial goals coming into the new year. Their 2022, they want it to be a lot
Yeah.
better than their
Mhm.
2021 financially. So if you will DM me again at finance_Fridays with a Z on
Mhm.
Instagram. If you DM me your name, your phone number, your email, I'm going to send you over a copy of a How Money Works booklet that I
Mhm.
promise you will address one of your New Year's resolutions regarding finances, and that'll be totally
Awesome.
complimentary.
Awesome. That is awesome. I'm trying to write it up now. Underscore Fridays. You
Yeah.
know what?
Fridays with a Z instead of a S.
Right. That's on
On
IG.
IG, and I just launched that page, by the way, guys. I'm not. I'm getting better at my social media networking. I'm
Yes.
working on
I
it.
I hear you loud and clear. DM your name, phone number, and your email.
You got it.
Okay.
Or just DM me a financial goal that you have for the new year. And and I
Okay.
can definitely send it over to you because I promise you that booklet will have a lot of the answers that you may need to help you achieve that goal.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
And thank
You
you
guys,
for having
did
me.
y'all get that? Did you get it? Did you get everything she was throwing at you? She just threw it out like candy. We went over the weekend. I went to and watched a Christmas parade and they were throwing candy, and that's just how you were throwing out that information. So I hope that y'all caught it. Hope that you were able to digest it. And you definitely can get in touch with Shawnda concerning, look, you can make an appointment with her concerning your financial future, concerning maybe some issues that you want help with or something like that. And you've already given us your IG, Finance Fridays, finance_Fridays with a Z on Instagram. Is there any other way that we can connect with you?
Um, well, right now you can connect with me that way. If you connect with me there, I'm more than happy to share my phone number.
Okay,
For
awesome.
people who may just have a question, or even if you just have a question that you'd like to have answered, feel free to DM me with your question. Like I said, I got involved in the finance field out of necessity, and my goal is to help people because I just feel like there are so many people out there that were just like I was. They
Right,
went to school, they did a good, they worked hard, they want the
did
best
all
for
of
their
the
families, but
follow that formula. We follow that formula that we watched our parents do, and they kind of we just did it. We just
mhm,
went to school, like you said. We just matriculated through life the way that we saw it being presented to us in the most in our faces. So
absolutely.
wow, yeah, thank you so very much.
Thank
So
you
you
for
guys,
having me.
you are so welcome. I have a few other people coming on. I don't think I wrote that correctly for. Okay, let me see. DM name, phone number. You DM whatever you can, any contact, piece of contact that you can with a financial goal for the new year,
Mhm,
right? And you will get the booklet.
absolutely.
Okay. For Don't laugh at me, y'all. It's not just me. It's not just me. Look, that's what I have to keep saying. It makes me feel good to know it's not just me. It's not just
No,
me.
no, no, it's not.
It's
And
never just me. You're never
technology doesn't work
look,
as well as you want it to when you want it to, right?
there you go. I like girl.
Yeah.
See those sister vibes. We got queen vibes going on. Queen vibes going on. I appreciate you. So I'm going to go ahead and let you up out of here. You guys, everything is going to be in the description section of this interview. So give me till tomorrow. Give me till tomorrow to get all of this great information. Most of the contact information, everything that was said, you'll have to review this wonderful interview again to grab all of those little bits and pieces. But all of the links and everything will be in the description section. How to get in touch with Shawnda will be in, excuse me, I'm sorry, will be in the description section for you. And there you have it, financial tips. And look, and the straightaway process to finding out how to have a secure financial future, and you have to do the things that you are taught. And we're all learning, we're living and learning. And
Absolutely.
I'm so glad that you're on the side of those who want to share and be of help. You understand, look, the rigors of life and
Oh
how
my,
it's a
yes.
mindset thing, right? It's
Oh, it is.
mindset. Yeah, help to give us the goody good so that we can do better. Because what do they say?
If you knew
What,
better,
right.
you do better, right?
Right. When you know
Yeah.
better, you do better. So that's, and that is true. That is true. So thank you so much, Rhonda,
Thank
for spending
you.
this time with us. Thank you for all of the information, you guys. Um, I pray that you got it. See you, lady. Thank you. She is out of here. Well, praise God. I pray that you got and received all of that information that she was giving. Great tips on shopping, how to save, Ebates. I thought Ebates, I don't even, well, you know what? I thought that it stopped. Sometimes things are prevalent and, trendy and all of that stuff. I hadn't heard much about Ebates, and I'm like, I don't remember it being used or talked about recently. So that was kind of in the back of my mind. But there she is giving us that great tip to check out Ebates to, if you have certain credentials and you're in certain workforces, there may be benefits for you as well. And look, when she was talking about rewards like credit card rewards and things of that nature, that was my hope. That was my hope for the weekend. I had designated a few cards to use because I was like, oh yes, when you eat, you get this reward. When you use this card, when you use gas, using this credit card. So yes, check those things out because you get your money back. It's like paying yourself back. And I can't, that one commercial, my favorite, one of my favorite credit card commercials. Is it Discover? I think it's Discover, and the girl is like dancing. She's like, "Woo, money!" Yeah, because you get it back. You get it back, and with some cards, you get a whole year's worth of what they paid you. They double whatever you spent, they double it back to you. So look at those things. They look at those treasures, those rewards and benefits that you get when you spend. And you don't have to spend a lot. Sometimes we think if we have credit cards we gotta splurge. Nope. Put some discipline on it, put some respect on it, some discipline, and all of those things, and you'll be great. You'll be great. And having a responsible credit card file with you, and your credit score will go up instead of going down, right? Thank you, Shawnda, so much for sharing those great tips with us for tonight. We have a few, may one or two, I'm gonna say or two um pop-up guests coming. So I'm just waiting right now for one or both of them to show up. But if you have any information that you want to shoot to me that we can that I can announce for you. There's a lot of things going on right now. I did one of the last lives I did, which I think was Friday. I believe it was Friday. I shared on December 18th. There is a toy drive and a holiday bazaar by Arvane Collins, Arvane Styles and Creations. She was on the show earlier this year. Check out her interview. She goes and sets your place up very elegantly and nice. She has pop-up shop. So that's a pop-up shop and a toy drive. And together, all of it, like it makes the holiday bazaar. There'll be vendors and all of that stuff available on December 18th. And you have to check. I'm going to put it in the description section. It is not coming to my mind. I did say it on Friday. Friday, if you're on the channel, go to the most recent video that was uploaded or that was aired live, and that information will be there, and it will also be in this description, the description section for this interview, for this live that I'm having right now. That information will be there because it's right here in Baltimore, Maryland, and it's on Liberty Road. The exact information has escaped me, and I don't have it in front of me, so look for in the description section for that. So take your unwrapped toys. That is on December 18th. I believe it's from 10 to 3. It's from 10 to 3. The address of that will be on the, and like parts of it. Don't you hate that? It's like on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it, the whole thing, the whole address. So, but it will be in the description section. My apologies for that. It will be in the description section for you. I pray that you take part in all of those things. There's lots of toy drives and coat drives, and, just trying to help communities participate in those things. And there's also, excuse me, I'm sorry. There's also room, if you have room, financial space. Look, in all of your saving while you're spending, perhaps some of your saving can go to some of our local community reach out resources, whether it's mentoring shelters, women's shelter, men's shelters, any of those avenues, what God's Giving Hands feeds the homeless. All of those great organizations take money to run. So prayerfully, you can donate to any of those avenues as well. I know sometimes I have a hard time trying to figure out. I want to do this for that one, and it's always like the ones that aren't even local to my community, and so I find myself not doing anything. But we can give locally, you guys. It's going to help our communities in a great way, and it's going to afford us, as community organizers or organizations, to do more. And I'll just speak on EMMY for a moment. Empowering minds of Maryland's youth. I've partnered with Knicole Mosby-Taylor in her organization, and we're mentoring youth. So if you have toiletries, if you have toiletries, or you can purchase some, we are collecting them for our girl group. There's also a male group with the Rich program, right, with Michael Blackson. His program is right now largely based in Cherry Hill, but I'm sure we're looking to expand all organizations, and just make positive impact in a great way. Because when we help children, we're helping families. There's always connections that I don't want to say tied, but that they are connected to. There are people that they're connected to, and so on and so forth. And everybody impacts each other in every way possible, whether you want to or not. That's just the way it is. And helping our youth have the things that they need, like deodorant, toothpaste, socks, gloves, hats, whatever. If you are in the position to give, or have some extras in the way of, I don't know, in the way of gently used shoes or coats or anything like that, do let me know. My email is trinaw@awesomegodradio.com. There is a gala coming up on the 18th, and I will have to post that information because I don't have it right here with me. I wasn't going to speak on it. I wasn't going to speak on it verbatim myself, but we're looking for support for the young ladies, and I'll have that information tomorrow or Thursday. I'll get it out to you because the 18th is Saturday. It is Saturday. So any support that you can give financially, today, tomorrow, next week, however and whenever that is, it will be greatly appreciated. We're seeking to make positive impact in our communities here in Baltimore. And of course, you can look beyond the state of Maryland, but home, right? Home. There's nothing like helping home. So we want to fuel one another with what we need, as far as empowering, as far as inspiring, and everybody wants to be loved. That's just one of the things that I just know. You just know for sure, and that's what I'm personally here to do is to help others to know and understand that they do matter, that you are loved, because it's not so apparent sometimes. So thankful for connection, and for those who are already given. Thank you so, so very much. Thank you for sponsoring, for coming alongside, for considering, even the consideration, because sometimes you want to and you just can't. Sometimes, this time might not be your time of giving. This might be your time of saving for a certain thing, or whatever the case may be. You know how that is in your life, and that's between you and God. So, so as you can, do what you can with what you have, and don't get depleted. Don't deplete yourself out and your family out trying to do other stuff. I encourage you not to do that. But if you can, and also Breezy, yep, her short film, Meanwhile on the Other Side of Town. That information is also in the live that I had last week on Friday. I believe, yeah, that was Friday, Thursday or Friday. Y'all, I'm telling you, I'm not gonna say it, but I'm going, yeah, yeah. It's good. It's good though. I'm good though, and I'm so thankful. But man, time, it just seems like it's just going by so fast for me. And it's not like that for everybody. Some people are like, it's just going by so slow, and it's just dragging on, or what have you. We all face different things in our lives, but we're in the holiday season. I pray that you're full of festiveness. I have turned a corner, so, and I'm so thankful for that. I'm thankful to, look, we're getting ready. Look, and we haven't even put our tree up yet. Don't talk about me. Don't talk about me. You know what? I take it back. We have it up. We have not decorated it yet, but we want it tonight. We will be decorating on tonight. You may be like the people who decorate before Thanksgiving. Some people, I did see some Christmas decorations up before Thanksgiving. You may be the ones who decorate right after Thanksgiving, like right after, I don't know, right after Thanksgiving, when it used to be you go out to the Black Friday sales. There's no more, none of that anymore, right? We're not hanging out in these long lines, pushing and shoving each other. Praise God for that. Praise God for that, because there were many fatalities within that whole thing. That's just crazy. But I turned the corner. So, and I'm so thankful and grateful for that, for being in a festive mood, a more festive mood. And I pray that if that is a place that you're in where you are not, that you would turn a corner, turn a corner soon, and that just the presence of everything around you would just ring true and loud in your ears, to give you, that festive mood, even when we're moving in the midst of so much that is happening. God is still alive. He is still a miracle worker. He is still my savior. He is still my hero. He is still doing great, great and wonderful things. Let it not be said. Yes, let it be said that he's still alive, and he's still in charge, and he's still doing many, many great things. And may the power of his presence continue to rise above everything else. Because remember, we as man, we have the choice to do right and wrong, and he gives us the choice to do right. And we have the choice to do whatever we want to do at our own fruition and free will. So we, many of us, bear the brunt behind a lot of that. But God be praised for those who are, I don't know, who are standing in the gap, who are doing what they need to do to, stay focused, stay determined, and you have that within you, that you can give it to somebody else, come alongside them, and help them along the way. So that's it for me. I'm not going to finish. I'm not going to talk you guys ear off any longer. I thank you so much for sharing with us. Everything will be in the, all of the links will be in the description section. There will not be a transcript. There will not be a transcript in the description section, but all of the links, and then the giveaway for the booklet will be in the description section as well, and what's needed. And just pretty much you can send your name to Shawnda at finance underscore Fridays with a Z on IG, or you can DM her your name or your phone number with your financial goal for the new year, and she's going to send out a booklet that she is sure that will help you with look that will help you with any newfound what you want to do for the new year, and things of that nature. Thank you so much, Shawnda, for sharing with us on tonight. I pray that all that you and your husband do, because this is their business together. I mean, wow, when you go into business together, it is an awesome thing. So I thank and praise God for your union, for you coming together and being financial savvy, look, that financial savvy couple who can just share and spread the goodness of like financing in a proper way, financing and having financial health. So I that's it for me. You guys have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. Touch that notification bell, or later on this week. Appointments tomorrow. So yeah, later on this week, touch that financial, touch that notification bell so that whenever great content is added to Chat with Kat and Friends, you will be notified. You'll be notified through YouTube, and you'll be notified through Twitch. I am on Twitch as well, twitch.tv/chat with Kat and Friends. Thank you so, so very much, everybody. Have a great night. That's it from me. Thank you, everybody who shared, who posted up. Thank you so, so very much. Thank you for just sharing that you're enjoying the show. Great content, whatever the case may be. I thank you so very much, and we both do. Check us out, and every Monday, Chat with Kat and Friends is on every Monday. If you have if you have a Black business or organization that you like to share about, and just pop on. It doesn't even have to be a full blown, hour long interview or anything like that. But if you want to send me the information, send it to me. I will shout out the name of it. So, and look, here you go. Don't forget to shop at plussizeego.com. There's a holiday line out with Kate Alon, and she is doing it up, you guys. So check it out. That's it for me, for real this time. God is good, and be blessed, you guys. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful evening.